All hell is breaking loose right now in Texas, where Donald Trump's ICE Gestapo is attacking peaceful protesters who assembled and were marching outside of the Dilley Detention Center in South Texas. These peaceful protesters arrived to show support for Liam, who was kidnapped by the Trump Gestapo along with his father in Minnesota and brought to this detention center. Remember Liam, the 5-year-old Ecuadorian boy who was wearing the blue hat, who was used as bait in order to bring his father outside, and both were kidnapped and sent to this detention center. A lot of Democratic lawmakers showed up at this Dilley Detention Center. People were there peacefully protesting. You see Democratic Congressmember Castro right there. And then the Trump regime began attacking these peaceful protesters outside of the Dilley Detention Center. CNN was covering this when tear gas and other rounds were deployed at the peaceful protesters. I want you to watch what was happening outside of this Dilley Detention Center, where Trump's ICE Gestapo were attacking the peaceful protesters outside of this ICE detention center. Let's play this clip.
Fold as well, but state troopers starting to push back. I saw some. Oh, there we go. Oh, that landed on top of a photographer's camera, and I could see the photographer jump back there. So they have, I see a number of troopers have taken a few people into custody down there on the ground, but the vast majority of them have been pushed back. All of this literally unfolding here as these troopers in the riot gear, the state troopers, were the ones that were brought in on a school bus just a short while ago, and then quickly sent off those exploding smoke devices, getting the crowd to break back.
You had this other incident also outside the Dilley Detention Center today, where thousands of community members, union members were there. And you'll see over here them getting tear gassed, attacked, beaten, and brutalized by Donald Trump's ICE Gestapo. Let's take a look right here. Let's play this clip.
This ain't shit! This ain't shit! Where's Deanna?
Yeah, pepper spray's not that bad. That was not bad at all. Shit. Did you get good?
Show you over here what took place before the ICE Gestapo started attacking the peaceful protesters. You'll see the procession of hundreds of anti-ICE protesters or pro-freedom protesters say, let the 5-year-old boy out, let others at that detention center out. Here, play this clip.
We won't be silent free! Liberation now, 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 now! What? We are the people too! We won't be silent free! Liberation now, 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 now! What? We are the people too! We won't be silent free!
News 4 San Antonio also captured tear gas being deployed at the peaceful protesters. Let me show you this. Let's play this clip.
A group of, well, now it's starting to get tense. We'll let you watch this scene unfold here as we're kind of watching it unfold as well, but state troopers starting to push back. I saw some, oh, there we go. Oh, that landed on top of a photographer's camera.
And also to show you what was going on inside the detention center, the Trump Gestapo has the people there dressed up like it's the Squid Games. Let me show you what's going on. You hear the people screaming, help us, Let us out. Free us. Let us out. Let us out. They're harming us. Here, play this clip. A lawyer for one of the detainees was able to capture this when he was kicked out of the facility. You hear the screams behind the wall. Let's play this clip right here.
I'm outside. I'm outside. It doesn't say out here. And I've just been ordered to leave the premises. And she's yelling at me right now, so I'm going to head back to my car and try and keep you abreast of the situation.
Here's another angle of the procession of the peaceful protesters. Play this clip.
Free them all. Free them all.
I'm about to start marching. You want to be out of that? Feels like I'm saying
And I think it's worth hearing this as well. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz right here. Here's what he said that Donald Trump had to say to him. Let's play this clip right here.
What else did he say to you other than saying he wanted to work together? I mean, what did he tell you about? What did you talk about?
He told me that he doesn't understand what's wrong with Minnesota. I don't know what's wrong with you people. I said, nothing's wrong with Mr. President. We're one of the most effective states and one of the best places to live. And he told me that, well, look, Tim, we did this in New Orleans. We did it in Louisville. There's no problems. And I said, you didn't kill anybody in Louisville or New Orleans. And the operation here looks very different from that. And then he told me it was successful in Venezuela.
He talked to you about Venezuela.
He did. He did. I'm not sure what gave him the indication that at this point in time, what's happening to my state, that I'm interested in Venezuela. But he told me how well that went. Which really was strange to me was he saw an operation in Venezuela against a foreign nation in the same context he saw an operation against a U.S. state and a U.S. city.
That's what he said what Donald Trump called him. He compared Minneapolis to Venezuela, which is Donald Trump turning it into a war zone, effectively an admission there by Donald Trump. Americans are fed up with this. Americans are ready to protest. We're ready for another No Kings protest. Let's bring on the Chief Communications Officer right now of MoveOn, Joel Payne. I want to bring in Joel Payne, Chief Communications Officer over at MoveOn, and we've got some big news we're breaking right now. MoveOn, along with Indivisible, 5051, so many of the other groups that were responsible for all of the past No Kings peaceful protests have joined forces, and MoveOn, one of the leaders, well, I should say it's a leaderless movement of people who want to stand up peacefully to this regime, are announcing the next No Kings. So big announcement here, Joel. Joel, people want to know, can we do this tomorrow? Can we do this yesterday? Where do we go? Tell us.
Well, Ben, it's good to be with you. And I'm glad you said it's a leaderless movement. You're right. I mean, we're fortunate to be a convener with so many other organizations like our friends and partners over at Indivisible and 5051, ACLU, several other organizations have been doing just heroic work, particularly a lot of local organizations on the ground have been doing some real hardcore organizing and grassroots work on the ground. So want to shout all those folks out as always. To the point of why we're talking today, we are making a big announcement that obviously, given the moment that we're in, we feel like it's appropriate to share with the world that we are announcing the next big national No Kings Day of Action, which is going to be March 28. But we also know that between now and that date, people need the support. And people need the type of injection of energy from No Kings to meet the moment. So we're also doing a series of other digital organizing actions between now and then. We're going to be putting together trainings. We're going to be putting together, support structures for local organizers on the ground between now and March in Minneapolis, in other places where this ICE emergency is coming to. So Ben, the bottom line is here. We've got a new national date for the next No Kings, which is in March. And folks can go to nokings.org to learn more about that. And that website will be updated with that. But also, we know that people want to act now, and we're announcing things for people to plug into right now.
Now, these No Kings protests have been growing. I mean, the first No Kings was big. The second No Kings was bigger. And even though we often refer to those two No Kings, there was the Hands Off, and there was other smaller No Kings protests also throughout. I mean, one of the things that MoveOn, Indivisible, 5051, and so many of the groups that you work with do such a great job is organizing at very local levels. There's local chapters that people can get involved with in events in their communities, in their cities, in their towns. And so if people are watching this, I know you gave the website. How do people, where do you suggest people go if they want to get involved? Like right now, they see what's going on in the streets. What's your other message to people right now?
Yeah, your prompt is a good one. I'll just say, look, we want this to be the biggest No Kings ever. And by that, we mean we want to have the biggest footprint ever. We want to have as many events, if not more, than we had last time. We want to impact and reach more people than we reached last time. So in order to do that, we're going to need a lot of support from the people who made No Kings what it is. And we're going to need more support. We're going to need more hosts. I mean, that's the secret to No Kings, right, Ben, is that we have all these amazing organizers on the ground all across the country, in big cities and small, on the West Coast, on the East Coast, through the middle of the country, north, south. We've got people all over this country who are eager to do something, who are eager to get activated. And we need more of those folks. So what we're doing is we are putting a call out. We need more hosts. In order to have the biggest No Kings ever, we need to have the most hosts ever, so that we can train those folks, equip them with all the information that they need, equip them with all the safety training, and give them the resources that they need so they can host successful, safe, impactful events in their communities and build to a gigantic No Kings coming up in March, as I announced a few minutes ago.
Give the website one more time. Where can people go?
Yeah, nokings.org, nokings.org, to stay up to date on the latest. I can tell you later in February, there'll be even more tools that are available for hosts. A lot of times, people find the most helpful resource on that website to be a map. We plan on putting a map up later in February, where people can actually go and search geographically for events that are happening in their area. But what people can do right now is they can sign up to be a host. They can go to that website, they can sign up, they can plug in and say, I want to host a No Kings event. One of our aspirations this time around, Ben, is we want to make sure that no matter where people are, they feel No Kings and they feel the support and the community that No Kings has created. So that means we want to have a No Kings, whatever county you're in this country, we don't want you to have to go far to go to a No Kings event. And so again, to do that, we're going to need as many hosts as possible. We're going to need to shatter our records that we set back in October. We know that as we pull together as a community, we can do that.
Want to thank Joel Payne, Chief Communications Officer over at MoveOn. And everybody knows MeidasTouch loves working with MoveOn. We've worked on events together before. We're going to work on events together in the future. Meidas will make sure that we're covering all of these peaceful protests. And it's great to work with all of the great people at MoveOn. Joel and the whole.
You mind if I just say one thing just about that? You guys are such amazing partners. And as much as we want people to pour into our organization, we want to make sure people pour into independent media like Meidas. Build up this network. You guys provide such a megaphone to the grassroots. You give super fuel to organizations like ours and the people that we represent. So as much as we want people to invest in this next No Kings, and we want people to invest in organizations like MoveOn in terms of time and in terms of resources, we want them to do the same for independent media outfits like yours that are doing great work.
Thank you, Joel. Thanks to everybody at MoveOn. Thanks to everybody watching, doing your part as well. Everybody hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. I'll see you at the next No Kings protest.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.